What's good, people? Yeah, this is my. I guess you could call it an immediate reaction or whatever to UFC Fight Night, Evloev versus Murphy. Hold on, wait a sec. Yeah, this is my immediate reaction to Evloev versus Murphy. Let's just start off with the main event. Do I think it was a robbery? Yes. Did I think Leron win? Fuck no. I thought Movsar Evloev won round 3, 4, and 5, and he got a point taken away. So it should have been a 47-47 draw. Like I fucking said. Now roll the clip. Now roll the clip. Now roll the fucking clip. Yeah. Yeah, crazy work, man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm the greatest predictor on fucking YouTube alive, dude. Yeah, I fucking called it. I fucking called it. Roll the clip. Yeah. So yeah, basically what I'm so basically I think maybe you could give the first round to Evloev like one of the judges did. That is possible. I do think Leron. I mean, the first two rounds were very competitive too, as well, because none of them really landed anything of substance. It was mostly volume. Now you could say Mossa landed the harder shots. That is an argument. I would actually have to rewatch the first two rounds because I don't really know who won those. But from what I've seen just now, and take this with a grain of salt because I wasn't focusing on the fucking fight. I was half asleep. So what I saw was Evloev lost the first two rounds. He rocked Leron Murphy hard, badly in the third round. Hold on, that sounded wrong. Whatever. He wobbled Leron Murphy badly near the end of the third round and edged out the round. Fourth and fifth round were pretty. The fourth and the fifth round were pretty clearly Evloev rounds. So I thought it was going to be a 48-47, but because of the point being taken away, you could say it was a 47-47 draw. But let me make this clear. I think it was more of it was closer to Evloev winning than to Leron winning. I did think it was a draw, but if I had to pick a winner out of the two, it would have to be Evloev. That's what I think. So if it's not gonna be a draw, then the closest thing we have is Evloev winning. Let me make that very clear. Uh, if that point did not get taken away, I do think Leron would have lost the fight. I think Evloev would have won the fight round 3, 4, and 5 because obvious. It's pretty fucking obvious. Uh, to the people calling it a robbery, I do think it was a robbery as well. It should have been a draw, and it was very close to being a draw. One judge did score it a draw. It was a majority decision for Evloev. Uh, but you could also make the argument that Evloev won. But I don't think there's an argument for Leron winning this fight. The best we can do is it was a draw. You can't make the argument for Leron winning the fight. Leron lost the last two rounds. He got rocked badly. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty fun. In a close round, when Evloev opens up a bad cut and wobbles Leron Murphy and starts teeing off, you gotta score that and you gotta give that round to Evloev. So the best we can do is Leron Murphy. The best we can do for Leron Murphy is that it was a draw. And yeah, that's my thought process. As for the fight, how it went, the first two rounds, Evloev did not shoot a fucking single takedown. I thought this guy was about to ruin my parlay. And also, the big problem with this is, dude, I was watching the fucking fight. I was watching the fucking fight, and Evloev just goes out there and doesn't shoot any fucking takedowns. Now I'm thinking this is gonna be London. The London judges are gonna score for obviously the British guy and whatever. They're gonna score for the guy. They're gonna judge according to the guy for who's from the UK. So I was thinking, fuck, my part is cooked. And then I look and the judge is fucking very clearly, dude. So yeah, I did think it was a 47-47 draw, but I would not be mad at Evloev winning the fight. And also I got my pick wrong, and also we get to see Evloev versus Volkanovski now. I do think Evloev needs to shoot takedowns against Volk. I don't think he's winning on the field, but I don't think he would get absolutely schooled by Volk. I mean, he did pretty good against Leron Murphy. He had moments of success. He won round 3 pretty much. And yeah, round 4 and 5 were clearly Evloev rounds. I don't know what else to tell you. Evloev, when Evloev, I don't know what the fuck Evloev was thinking because How do you go out there and you decide I'm a wrestler? This guy's gonna strike with me. You know what? Let's just fucking strike. You know, I was like, okay, he wants to check out the striking in the first round. I was like, yeah, that's fine. We got four rounds left. Then he does that shit in the second round. I'm mad as fuck. I'm mad as fuck. I'm about to crash the fuck out. By the end of the fight, I was like, yeah, bro, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Evloev lost. Even if he won, it doesn't matter. He lost. Because I'm thinking the judges are gonna score it wrong. Obviously, the judges weren't from the UK, but I at the time I was like, yeah, dude, it's over. And I was seeing the fucking Twitter chats pop up, and I'm like, these guys are scoring the fight 2-0. These Michael Bisping is saying Evloev is three down in the fourth round. What the fuck is he talking about? I did think it was a 47-47 draw. Let me make that very fucking clear. Yeah. So as for Leron Murphy, I think he should face somebody. I don't know, ranked number 7, 8, because his best win is fucking Aaron Pico and Josh Emmett. So I think he should face somebody like outside the top 5, definitely. I was gonna say maybe the winner of Aljamain Sterling versus Yusuf Salal, but nah, I think he should fight somebody outside. I think he should fight the winner of Arnold Allen versus Malcazar Costa. As for Evloev, just give him his title shot, dude. And I do think Evloev has a pretty solid chance at beating Volkanovski. Because you look at the best grappler Volkanovski's fought, it's fucking Brian Ortega, dude. Okay, Islam Makhachev is there too, but that was at 155, and Volk did do pretty good against Islam Makhachev. He did lose that fight, he did get taken down, and the blueprint is there. The blueprint is definitely there, and yeah, obviously I'm gonna pick Volk. There's no fucking chance Movsar Evloev beats Volkanovski after what Volkanovski just did. Not just did, but what he did back then to Islam Makhachev in the first fight. So I think, yeah, but the blueprint is there. Movsar Evloev could become world champion, but I think Volkanovski has this division under his fucking thumb. As for the other fights, let me go over them pretty quickly. I'm not gonna break this down much further. I'm gonna keep this video pretty short. I actually have somewhere to beat. Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. I think Luke Riley won the fight pretty clearly. Whatever, you could make an argument Michael Aswell won, but I really don't give a shit. I thought Luke Riley won 29-28. I did think he lost the second round or the first round, or whichever one of those he got hurt badly. The one judge that scored it 30-27. I don't know, man. That judge was watching something else. As for Michael Page, I told you exactly what was gonna happen. Sam Patterson wins the fight 20. Sam Patterson loses. I told you exactly what's gonna happen. Sam Patterson's gonna try to throw something on the feet. He's gonna try to hit. He's gonna try to strike with MVP, and then he's gonna get absolutely schooled. And I told you guys, MVP is fucking boring as shit. He threw 3 strikes. Okay, he connected like 3 strikes. Hold on. This guy has 3 significant strikes in the first round. What the fuck is he doing? I don't know what to tell you, man. All MVP did was just. All MVP did was just. He just fainted around at range. He was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. This is what he does. This is what he does. And I'm sick of you MVP Glazers. The game plan for Sam Patterson was there, but now that I've watched the Sam Patterson fight, MVP at welterweight looks pretty tough to beat, man. Because you look at the guys at welterweight above him, there's a lot of guys that he can beat. But there's also a lot of guys that I think he stands absolutely no fucking chance against. And he did also lose to Ian Gary, and I think Ian Gary will just whip his ass even worse this time. Yeah, whatever. Next fight on the card, Ivo Barniewski versus Austin Lane. I told you guys it was gonna be a round one knockout. Austin Lane, I don't know what the fuck this guy's even doing in the UFC. Just cut him, bro. He's dead. There's no point in having him. If he's not cut, but we're cutting guys like fucking who was the fucking flyweight that got cut? The fucking Muhammad Makayev. We're cutting Muhammad Makayev, but Austin Lane gets to stay in the UFC. We are cutting Renault Parker Renault, but Austin Lane gets to stay in the UFC. Yeah, dude, Austin Lane got absolutely slimed out by Ivo Barniewski in the first round. Even this was like a third of the time last time he was around. His last fight, he did get dropped, but the fight ended in a minute and a half. This time it only took 28 seconds, dude. Holy shit. Uh, yeah, I don't know what to say. Ivo Barniewski just, I don't know what the fuck he did. He just blitzes into range, throws a fucking overhand, throws a fucking hook behind it, knocks this guy out cold. Yeah, bro. Just put the fries in the bag. Just put the fries in the bag. As for the next fight, we got Roman Dolidze versus Christian Leroy Duncan. Now, I did think CLD was gonna knock him out, and CLD did drop Roman Dolidze, if I'm not wrong. No, he did not drop Roman Dolidze. He came very close to finishing him in the second round, and I was like, holy shit, dude. I'm a fucking genius. I picked CLD by round 2 knockout, dude. I'm a fucking genius. Obviously, Roman Dolidze made it pretty competitive, pretty close. No, I think there's an argument for CLD 30-27, but I think CLD won the last 2 rounds or the first 2 rounds. I don't fucking remember well, dude. I was half asleep during the whole card, dude, and now I have to be somewhere as well, so I'm gonna be half asleep there too. Next fight, the last fight on the main card, we got Curtis Campbell, the guy that looks like he's a retard, and versus Danny Silva, the guy. I don't fucking know, dude. I thought Curtis Campbell was some fucking. I thought Curtis Campbell was good, dude, and he was. Like he looked pretty good. He was 8-0 undefeated. He was a big favorite opening. He was big favorite going into the fight. Then he just goes out there and does the Israel Adesanya defense. I kid you not. I saw Israel Adesanya what flashbacks. I'm fucking retarded, dude. Uh, Curtis Campbell just goes out there and he does the fucking Israel Adesanya signature defense. I don't know what to tell you, dude. What the fuck was that? And his hand was so low when Danny Silva just hit it. It was by his body. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But somebody tell this guy to not take inspiration from Israel Adesanya. Like, you see prime easy defense. You see prime easy defense from this guy, dude. If you guys know anything about Israel Adesanya and his downfall, that whole defense, that whole boxing defense, is his downfall. And as soon as the fight began, 30 seconds into the fight, the first thing I said was, "What the fuck is this guy doing with the Israel Adesanya defense? What is he doing? What the fuck is he doing? Like, who is this guy? Israel Adesanya? I'm like, this guy's gonna get knocked out if he keeps doing the Israel Adesanya boxing defense." And that's exactly what happened. Round 2 starts. Danny Silva immediately gets under pressure, lands a straight two, lands a straight cross, knocks this guy out. Yeah, follows up with a bit of ground and pound. Curtis Campbell actually could have won the fight. He was doing pretty well with his takedowns and stuff. But there's just one question: how good is Kevin Vallejos, dude? How good is Kevin Vallejos? Then the next fight, we got fight of the night: Mason Jones versus Axel Sola. Now I told you guys this fight was gonna be. I told you guys Mason Jones was gonna win. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Mason Jones. Like, dude, I'm out of words. I have no words. This fight was an absolute banger. This fight was absolute cinema. Axel Sola in the first round lands that fucking spinning back elbow, knocks Mason Jones down. There's officially no knockdowns, but I'm pretty sure that was a fucking knockdown. Knocks down Mason Jones. He follows up, does pretty well. Mason Jones recovers. Mason Jones recovers. He's take the fight. Mason Jones recovers, lands a couple of his own shots, and by the end of the first round, he threw a knee that cut open Axel Sola. I think above the eye it was, or below the eye. It was a very nasty cut, dude. It cut open Axel Sola, and it got even worse later on in the fight. Mason Jones throws that fucking knee, cuts open Axel Sola, and yeah, I thought it was gonna be like an even worse round. But then Mason Jones threw that knee that pretty much wobbled Axel Sola badly in the end of the first round. Then round two, Mason Jones just outstrikes Axel Sola. Same stuff happens in round three. Axel Sola goes for a couple of takedowns, goes gets a couple of takedowns in round two. Mason Jones gets back up. He pieces him up. Mason Jones landed a couple of very nice head kicks on the fight as well. There's 110 significant strikes from Mason Jones and 65 significant strikes from Axel Sola. This fight was a fucking war, dude. And you look at Axel Sola's face near the end of round two. Holy shit! Like there was blood fucking everywhere. This fight was such a banger. Round three, same stuff happens, but Axel Sola is more gassed out, and obviously Mason Jones is still in the fight. Mason Jones, this is what he does. This is what he does. This is what his game plan is. Mason Jones, wait, hold on. Mason Jones, this is what he does. He gets dropped bad, he gets dropped, and then he comes back and finishes his opponent. Except for whenever he was fighting Ludovic Klein or whatever. But yeah, like he gets dropped, and he comes back and beats the fuck out of his opponent. And as soon as he got dropped, I'm like, oh fuck, here goes my parlay. And then I'm like, oh shit, he's recovering. And then I'm like, oh, Mason Jones just won this fight. And then I'm like, then round one ends. Then I'm like, okay, no. I'm thinking the same stuff can't happen twice, right? Miracles don't happen twice, right? I'm thinking, yeah, last time out, Mason Jones got dropped and then he came back into the fight. Yeah, it's not gonna happen again. So first, I see Mason Jones get dropped. I'm like, oh shit, now he's gonna win the fight. And I see him recover, and I'm like, now he's gonna win the fight. Then I'm like, nah, dude, the same stuff can't happen again. And then I see him land the fucking knee near the end of round one, and I'm like, oh shit, it's over. Mason Jones is winning this fight. And yeah, Axel Sola, he did like pretty well, but he just completely gassed out in the third round. I don't know what happened, dude. And he was landing some good body shots as well, but for the most part, I'm not gonna break this fight down like on a technical level because there is no technical level. All that happened was these two motherfuckers went to war. That's what happened. Next fight on the card, we got Nathaniel Wood versus Lucien Chiera. Now, yeah, it was very close. You could score it for either guy. I'm not mad at Nathaniel Wood winning. It was a split decision. Lucien Chiera did land harder shots. I did pick him to win by decision, I think. And you could make the argument he won, but you know what? I'm fine. I'll take the L. Nathaniel Wood, he gets this one done. And for some reason, Nathaniel Wood, man, this guy, when it comes to winning split decisions, is just what. When it comes to winning robberies, maybe you could say this fight was a robbery. It was very close. It was very close. It was definitely very close. But one judge scored it for Lucien Chiera, man, and you could score this fight for Lucien Chiera. I'm just saying. Yeah, pretty close fight. Fight stayed on the feet for the most part. They just strike. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, dude. As for Mario Pinto versus Felipe Franco, yeah, dude, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome to you, Jelton Almeida 2.0. Welcome back, Jelton Almeida. Close enough. Close enough. Welcome back. Yeah, dude. All that Mario Pinto did was clinch up and attempt takedowns, and that's how he won the fucking fight. This fight was so boring, dude. Mario Pinto is usually pretty exciting, but I get why he fought the way he did against Felipe Franco. I get it, but also at the same time, dude, I'm already like half asleep, and you're gonna put on that performance. I'm already half asleep, and you're gonna do that. Yeah, dude. I actually might have fallen asleep during this fight. No joke. No, like I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I might have actually fallen asleep during this fight. The next fight, we got Montas Conravicius versus Antonio Trockley. Antonio, the victim Trockley, does it again. He gets knocked down in the second round. I thought Antonio Prockley was out, and then I'm like, holy shit, he's out. Manta's controversies for the most part, all he did was clinch up and land a couple of good strikes at range. He clinched, he landed one a couple of strikes in the clinch and whatnot. Antonio Prockley was trying for takedowns and whatever. First round, Mantas wins. He lands like 2 3 shots. The same stuff happens in the third round as well. But in the second round, Mantas controversies drops Antonio Prockley bad with an elbow over the top. Bad. Like Antonio's ass just fell to the floor. Antonio's body hole just compressed and sank. Like I thought Antonio Prockley was out. I thought Andrew Tate was knocked out. Uh, but no, he did not get knocked out. Instead, he got followed up with ground and pound and lost the fight by unanimous decision. Yeah, next fight on the card we got Louis Sutherland versus Brando Pericic. I told you guys, Brando Pericic, he's an actual welterweight dude. He's an actual good heavyweight. Like Brando Pericic is actually pretty good, dude. I told you guys he was gonna win this. I mean, he was the favorite opening up too, but also I was a bit concerned because Louis Sutherland's recent loss to Walter Walker, and there's a big difference between Walter Walker and Brandon Perisic. So maybe Louis Sutherland just comes in and shocks the world. That's obviously not what happened. Brandon Perisic knocked this guy the fuck out. Uh, and yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Like Brandon Perisic lands a couple of good shots. uh, what happens is Louis Sutherland tries to shoot a shitty takedown. He gets sprawled. Like Brandon Pettis stuffs the takedown and lands some ground and pound, and it was just over from there, dude. And the referee comes in, stops the fight, whatever. This next fight, fuck you, Shamrock. Shaquem Rock loses to Abdul Karim Al Salwadi by unanimous decision. I don't even want to talk about this, and you know what? I fucking won't. I'm super mad. I got my fucking pick wrong. Whatever. Next fight, the first fight of this card, Chanel Dyer versus Ravina Oliveira. Chanel Dyer, dude. I thought the first round was pretty close. Ravina Oliveira was landing some good shots and all that. I thought the first round was pretty close. I thought Chanel Dyer won it pretty clearly, though. It was close, and I'm like, yeah, maybe Chanel Dyer isn't all that good. Maybe she. And then second round comes in. She lands like a head kick, and her toes land on like Ravina Oliveira's cheek, and it rocks her badly. And then like Chanel Dyer, she like throws like punch, and it knocks and it puts Ravina Oliver like it wobbles Ravina Oliver, and then she just follows up with the ground and pound and puts her out. I mean that's pretty much what happened, and that's my recap or immediate reaction, whatever the fuck you wanna call it, for UFC Fight Night, Lerone Murphy versus Mobster Evloev. Yeah, I'm gonna be uploading pretty soon. Like I'm gonna upload every day of the week now. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe, go follow the Instagram, whatever. Yeah, yeah, dude. It's just I don't know, dude. I'm just I'm just so tired, dude. I just want to go to sleep. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.